Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama now enters its final 4 rounds of the championship. After 12 rounds of competition, the points battles are fierce, as has been that very competition. Today, for the first time in the history of the series, at Circuit of the Americas, the home of the United States Grand Prix, round 14 will race into the night. Hi everybody, I'm Greg Kramer, welcome. I'm joined as always by my color commentator, Randy Post, a former factory pilot for Porsche. Weather this evening, absolutely fantastic, 78 degrees, clear skies. However, in the 13th round, that was not the case. It was wet, and racing commenced on that wet track, and immediately Michael Lewis set off on what would prove to be an absolute clinic in his Competition Motorsports Curb Records number 98. The conditions, though, not so friendly for some other competitors, including the number 37 of David Williams, who was just the first of many to have some significant moments. Another incident right here unfolding right behind the number 31 of Jesse Lazar, a couple of cars going around. However, it started to dry up. Mike Lewis, no problem. Went hunting for water to cool those tires, and in the end, almost a 25-second margin of victory over Colin Thompson and third-place finisher Angel Benitez. And in the gold category, it was David Ducote getting his 3rd straight win since joining that class at Road America over Paul Barnhart, and in 3rd, points leader, the number 99 of Patrick Otto Madsen. So that's a look back at what unfolded in that 13th round of the championship. The cars now coming out and getting ready to set sail for this 14th round. Here are the points now after those 13 rounds. And Michael Lewis only 3 back of Colin Thompson. Angel Benitez 1 more back. And Sloan Urie 24 back of the lead. In the gold category, 24 back for Michael Levitas. Remember, he didn't run the first 2 rounds in gold after missing Sebring and running platinum there. Then Jeff Mosing only 6 points farther back, and then 2 back, a couple of drivers tied. So things very, very intense in both of our categories as we get ready to go racing in this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama. And as you can see, the field now coming up, the track absolutely dry and pristine. It's actually been an absolutely beautiful day. Headlights are on, and boy, are they going to be using them tonight. 2 different classes running. Platinum class, the 2014 Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car based on the new 991 platform. Everything's just a little bit better, a little bit more power, a little bit more aggressive aero, a little bit wider stance. The gold category cars, they are the 2010 to 2013 based on the 997 platform, and they too are very, very good, just not quite there. The new car with especially paddle shift, which is a huge help, has put that car into a class unto itself. And it has proven to be a fascinating battle in all of them. Round 14 coming up. Back at Circuit of the Americas for the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama, the 14th round of the championship, and history is about to be made, folks. This one is going to be special. You see the field now starting to pack up. Big story here when we look at it. That front row, those are the 2 points leaders. The white car on the outside of that second row is 3rd in the points. It couldn't be much closer. So, really, 4 points separating the top 3 with 13 races run. It's exceptionally close. Randy, pace car is in. This field coming around. Mike Lewis, who put on a clinic in some wet conditions this morning. This is dry. It's dark. First time they're going to race into the night. Green flag is out. 45 minutes of Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama competition is underway. Watch for this fan out up into turn 1. It should be. It's already started. 5 abreast, 6 abreast as they get up there. Look at that move by Sloan Urie, right down to the inside from that second row. If he can hang on to it, he may have made it work. He couldn't do it, and Lewis sweeps right back around the outside. Angel Benitez and Urie touch. Benitez, all kinds of crazy. Somehow, though, everybody through so far.
I'll bet there's some fiberglass shards in that corner on top of the hill at turn 1 at COTA here. It's so wide and so narrow, and a couple of drivers use the runoff area on the outside. That green next to the track is actually AstroTurf. You go through the AstroTurf, which let's see, that's Madsen there, isn't it?
It's Urie, yeah.
Oh, it's Urie in the Hertz car. He's out on the AstroTurf. On the other side is traction pavement that's intended to help you stop, and these guys are hot and heavy already, just like we expect in Porsche GT3 Cup.
Well, the interesting thing, that AstroTurf here, there has been a tremendous amount of rain over the last 3 days here, and that AstroTurf is saturated. It's still wet.
Oh, we got a little spin.
That's a double spin there. I think that was Christina Nielsen maybe having gone around, and I'm not sure the number of the other car.
and at least
we got a Momo car in there.
Oh, I think that's Enrique Cisneros then.
Yeah.
Open a third one off to the right here as well, and that is the wheels up number 12. So a problem there. That's David Calvert-Jones. That's a big blow. He comes in here second in the Platinum Masters points.
Oh,
and that's painful.
That's a funnel effect down there in turn 11. Again, they come down the straightaway. We saw them 6 wide, and they funnel down to 1 lane, and it just got too tight there.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. That was Cisneros down to the inside. I don't think David Calvert-Jones ever saw him. He turned in on his normal line, and they clocked. And it's the same, really the same thing you see in turn 1. Turn 11, it opens up so wide, it invites that tight to the inside move that nobody out here sees, right?
Especially on the first lap.
Yeah.
It's hard to resist.
Yep, it's the bait and the hook.
Yeah, it is.
Is what that is. Oh, good. David Calvert-Jones at least able to continue. So points for his Masters Championship effort in Platinum is on the line here. And one of the big things. It was a light
touch.
Yeah, but enough, wasn't it?
Oh, it doesn't take much when you're in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. When you're totally. But we are getting a report. We may be going full course yellow, so there's somebody else maybe involved in that did not get going.
Yeah, I saw one get tangled up there, caught his rear wheel, and broke it. But we got another spin.
Yeah, that's Mark Bullitt in that wild liveried machine. And he's going to drop well to the back. Just a quick half spin. He's able to gather it up in the number 26. That's from NGT Motorsports. He'll be able to continue. But that
looks like one of the cars you see in the spy photos.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, they're trying to camouflage it.
Yes.
But there it is, the full course caution out here. That third car involved in that little mini carambolage is what I think we are under the full course caution for. Yeah, oui, huh?
In honor of the Fédération Internationale Automobile.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that 27 car broke the steering. It was a light touch, but at the wrong angle.
Yeah, that's Javier Quiros, who was second in the Masters class in this morning's race in Platinum Cup. And the other driver there is Eduardo Cisneros, who runs the Momo NGT machine. And those 2 cars are parked and stopped. So quick response vehicles heading to that incident. Hopefully we can get it clean. Clock continues to tick here. That's the key. We were going through this a little bit before we joined our web coverage. So let's really quickly go through it again. The difference between the Platinum class and the Gold class, not anything massively different, but enough different.
Well, you know what? It's a whole new car. But I spoke before about the evolution. And in fact, the engines are not that different. It has, I think, 10 more horsepower. But we're looking at 3 seconds a lap. That's a lot. Obviously, it's not coming from the engine. It's not coming from the horsepower. It's coming from the chassis. The newest generation Porsche 911 is a little wider, a little longer. They've moved the engine transmission. It's still rear mounted like it has been since '64. It's been moved forward for better weight distribution, less of a rear polar moment action. And all those improvements, especially the width of the car, and I think the aerodynamic improvement, have made the car that much faster. It also
plants better generally.
It does, and it's funny. The car's a lot more compliant as we watch the replay on the
and there
incident.
There's Cisneros way to the inside and way to the outside. There, he never sees him.
No, I call that the vortex of danger.
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Yeah, if the guy on the outside has turned in and is beginning to make the corner, and you drive into that area between him and the corner, he doesn't see you. That's why it's danger. And in these hairpins, it's so tempting.
It is. It's tempting indeed. So we had 3 cars involved, one of them able to drive off, David Calvert-Jones, but the right front corner, the number 29 car of Cisneros, is broken, and it will be just a little bit here while they effect cleanup here at Circuit of the Americas.
So while we continue under caution, we're going to step away for just a minute. One thing to point out, folks, see those headlights ablaze? The cameras, they bring in a lot more light than is actually there. It is getting dark. We will be back to Circuit of the Americas in just a minute. We continue under caution here at Circuit of the Americas for this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama. That multi-car incident just taking a little bit of time to clear up involving Eduardo Cisneros. There's the car of Javier Quiros and David Calvert-Jones as well. But Javier Quiros is still there, and as a result, we have just not been able to get back to green yet. Just trying to figure out some hookup points on that car to be able to get that car extracted and moved away.
getting another look at what precipitated the caution, that move by Eduardo Cisneros down to the inside and collected a couple of cars. The one of David Calvert-Jones able to continue, but the number 27, he really got the worst of it. Javier Quiros, he too broke. Those two cars ended up stopped, could not continue. That's precipitated this caution. David Calvert-Jones there on the right, Randy, was able to drive off. And looks like the cleanup is just about done. They're just getting this car wheeled back behind that barrier, and we anticipate going green. We are green. We are back to racing here at Circuit of the Americas. The green flag flies, and we resume action with literally 32 minutes exactly left on the clock. Let's hope that's it for the cautions. Let these guys race, and what a sight. Headlights ablaze up into turn one, and it looks like Angel Andres Benitez taking a move, and he did. Gets the pass done on Colin Thompson. Benitez moves around, picks up second spot, and again, he is literally 1 point behind Colin Thompson in that battle for second in the championship right now. Excuse me, behind Mike Lewis in that battle for second in the championship, and only 4 behind Colin Thompson, the leader. Every pass right now, Randy, is huge in terms of potential championships.
Yeah, look at Sloan Uri back. He's fallen back a little bit back there, 4th position,
Yep.
maybe it's 5th. And so now, I think Michael Lewis has just taken this field by the neck and jumped out in the front.
Well, he did it this morning, and again, it was in sketchy conditions, and he just built that margin up to, eventually got it up to over 20 seconds before he backpedaled very carefully in some traffic. He put on a clinic in those conditions, but now it's dry. There's a lot of rubber down on the track after a very busy day of activity, so it's a vastly different race course right now, and it's dark. It's going to be fun to see how these guys make this one work. What an absolutely beautiful sunset.
I'll tell you what, their view, the visual picture that they have is changing by the minute here. I didn't realize the corners are lit, but the straightaways aren't. And so they're going to actually need the headlights, and it's a very different view. All the reference points that the drivers are using for when they brake or when they apex, when they want to get on the power, are going to look different, and it's going to change every lap. So the drivers are going to have to be able to adapt to that.
And the other thing is the camera lenses, they can open up the iris, let in more light than is natural. So it's actually a little bit darker here, even than this is indicating. Ooh, Patrick Otto Madsen way wide, under pressure. That yellow car on his left, that's Jeff Mosey, the Austin native in the Mosing Motor Cars machine. This is a potential pass for the lead in the Gold Cup. And Patrick Otto Madsen able to hang on, but Mosing is on the outright attack right now.
Yeah, these gold category cars run every bit as hard as we got a car backwards.
I wonder, is that Benitez? That might be Angel Andres Benitez. I think it may be.
Coming on the front straight.
Yeah, trying to gas it, getting a little greedy. We'll have to see.
Or had a little help.
Or, yeah, well, that's a very good point, isn't it? Yeah, he's plummeting down the order. So that puts Thompson back into second, and Christina Nielsen in that red number 25 from NGT Motorsport now. The young Danish lass is up into third.
Well, for Angel, he's going to be hoping his car's okay at this point. If it was just a spin, he should be, and I think we'll see him move back up. If he got tapped, he could have some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at that battle. Christina Nielsen, not only is she third, she is all over the back of Sloan Uri in that black machine right there. Just a fascinating battle there as well. As he was able to sneak around her, she was shown as third, and then Sloan got her just up into turn one. I think he did one of those way deep to the inside moves and was able to figure out a way to keep Christina behind him at the exit of one.
I'm surprised at the gaps we're seeing already on lap 2, isn't it? Since the restart.
Yeah, since the restart, exactly.
They're spreading out quickly, and that is a surprise to see that kind of a gap so early, because these cars are prepared very strictly to almost exactly the same specification.
By design, that's exactly right. And the whole idea is you can't throw a lot of money at an engine program, an aero program. It puts the onus on the driver. Minor setup changes you can make if you like the car with a little push or a little loose. You can tweak that up. But otherwise, everything's sealed, and that's the whole idea. Once you invest in the cars, it's just the logistics to go racing. And when you win, you beat some of these other drivers, it was you. It wasn't a bigger motor, it wasn't better aero. That's a very satisfying thing. That's why this has become a popular springboard into other levels of racing.
It is very much a driver's series.
Yeah.
And we have really kind of two different kind of drivers. We've got the young guys and gals, and we've got the older guys.
Right now, though, it's a few of the young guys that are showing the way here at Circuit of the Americas. We'll be right back. Darkness is well and truly upon us here in this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama at Circuit of the Americas. This is a first, as we talked about, first time ever for the series to be racing into the dark, headlights on. But that's part of the program here. For the young, up-and-coming drivers that are trying to make a name, like Angel Benitez there, back a little farther in the pack than he wants, Randy, this is something of an experience. This isn't where they want their careers to stop, so anything they learn, especially something new like this, is absolutely crucial for them.
They're trying to make a pro career out of this rather than maybe just being entertainment.
Right, and it's been, I mean, you know, the most recent a Gold Cup champion, you know, a guy named Madison Snow, who started off in the Gold Cup, won it, 2 years later, won the Platinum class. Now he's racing in the Tudor United Sports Car Championship.
Good example.
Yep, I mean, that's the whole idea here. And as I said, you get those Masters drivers, not necessarily even Masters drivers, just some drivers that, yeah, I'm not a pro guy, you know, in terms of a career move, but I'm fast and I want to go out and race. One of those guys is Casey Coleman, who's sitting right here, right behind Christina Nielsen. He is an amazing story. 5th overall in Platinum class, leading in the Masters category and making that big, big move. And again, Christina hasn't quite figured out that when somebody does that, back off a little bit, do the over-under on them, you can get the run because they pinch tight to the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, he made a nice clean pass, got inside there. The key is to get up next to the car you're passing in the brake zone before the corner, not in the middle of the corner, and that was a good pass. Here's another shot.
Right back. That's Christina now returning the favor of Casey Coleman.
Got a little draft down that long straightaway into turn 12.
Yeah, well, I think that, well, she just learned that lesson and said, all right, you made it work. Let me see if I can make it work. That was a great pass and repass. So Christina Nielsen back into the 4th spot. Coleman sits right behind in 5th. And pressuring him is a ringer here at COTA, Circuit of the Americas, Mark McKenzie, who's driving the number 19 machine, and that is the Wholesale Parts More Speed car running. He's 2nd in Masters right now, 6th in Platinum. He has driven more laps around this track probably than anybody else. One of the reasons is he's driven laps in bulldozers around here because his company helped build the place. And then he's done club racing and Ferrari Challenge and all kinds of stuff here. He's got some laps.
I met him back then when I was coaching in the Ferrari Challenge. And what a guy. And he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
He's driving for the More Speed team.
Price Top running that program, so
yeah,
good mentorship right there.
A lot of experience, knowledgeable. And I'd like to see Mark do well. Great guy. He and his wife are friends of mine. And he did. He paved it. His company paved this circuit.
Well, he just got passed, actually. That's the 2nd white car. The first one now is that car, the number 31 Garaga entry. That is Jesse Lazare, the 16-year-old driver from Quebec, who is his teammate, essentially.
Another More-Speed car.
More-Speed car.
Yeah.
And he's the guy that when Price Cobb said he would agree to create this new pro team for More Speed and Run It, he said, I'd really like us to take a look at this Jesse Lazare kid. And he got a win up at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, track he's been on before. So he's a young gun with a future. And now trying to run them all down is that guy, Angel Benitez, who, as we said, had that spin. We didn't see what caused it, whether it was just a little bit too greedy on the throttle or whether, you know, he got help. But he's in the fight for his life for points right now.
He's got some work to do.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if he can keep working his way back up again.
Keeping our eye just on the Gold Cup, Patrick Otto Madsen, the number 99, 13th overall, leads it. Jeff Mosing in the 01, the Mosing Motorcars entry, the Austin native, along with Mark McKenzie, is 2nd, and he is the top Masters class driver in gold. 3rd is Mike Levitas in gold, and he's 2nd in the Masters class, so a good run for him. But this is a superb battle. Again, Christina Nielsen fending off Casey Coleman for 4th.
3rd is good for Levitas. He was qualified further down the field, so
yeah, he came up nicely.
Yeah, I think he's got his car working.
And there's this battle. There it is. Christina Nielsen, the 1st car, Coleman, 2nd car, and right behind Jesse Lazare in that
he's on the move.
Machine. Yeah, he is.
He's on the move. He's running a second faster than those cars ahead of him last time around, down in the 15s. And so I think we're going to see him making a move here. That's probably why the cameras are on him. They see it coming.
They sense it. Yeah,
they sense
absolutely.
it.
Well, the clock doesn't lie, and if you have somebody that's making a lap time like that, making up on everybody else, you're going to be following him for sure, and that is Casey Coleman, one of our Masters competitors, the comfortable leader in the Masters points right now, in the top 5 overall, going for more here at Circuit of the Americas. But Mike Lewis continues to lead, but that's tightening up as well. Heading into the final 20 minutes of this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama at Circuit of the Americas. And while we were in break, not only did Casey Coleman continue his move to the front, Christina Nielsen has slipped back a little bit. That was Angel Benitez in that black and white machine getting around and picking up the sixth spot from Christina Nielsen. But up front, it is Casey Coleman who's not only gone around Nielsen, but gone around Jesse Lazar right there, heading up into turn one and picked up that fourth spot. But Coleman angling way in, and maybe Lazar can do the over and under.
And that battle continuing. Casey Coleman, he's got that spot in fourth, but Jesse Lazar, as I said, had that issue this morning. And look at this move, trying to squeeze him into the entry to the S's. That's a tough place to get it done, but if it worked, it would have surprised Casey, that's for sure.
Lazar is quicker.
Yeah, he really is.
16 years old. I can't imagine.
What a story.
And he's going to get by, but Coleman is going to make it tough. He is not handing him this position.
Coleman, a lot of experience. He's been racing these cars for a while. And Jesse Lazar, up until this year, you know, he'd raced Canadian Formula Fords and go-karts and the like. So this is his first experience in a quote-unquote big sports car. And he is a quick student, to be sure. Look at that, feinted to the inside and got Casey to bite on it. Now, get the drive off the turn.
Yeah, let's see if it works. If he got a run, he had got a couple of miles an hour. If it works, he's going to slowly catch him, get up in the draft. These Porsches, though, are so darn aerodynamic that you got to be really close before you get much of a draft off of them.
And you can see he just wasn't quite close enough to make that happen, and so he's just going to follow. But again, Casey really is taking the shallow entries, isn't he? Yeah.
It's early in the race to be blocking that hard. I'll tell you, that makes
it's hard
me
on
angry.
tires, too, isn't it?
Yeah, the radius is more tight.
And obviously you're using the brakes up a little bit more because you're going straighter to the apex and it's tighter, so you got to brake harder. All of that, you know, in another 10, 15 minutes, you can start to see those tires go off. The brakes might start to fade just a little bit. Porsche brakes are not known for fading much, that's for sure. But look at this. This is back to the lead. Colin Thompson, as you said, Randy, he's got a run, and he has got Mike Lewis in defense mode. And Lewis went a little wide. Car snapped sideways on him, went to the opposite lock, corrected it, and saved it.
Down the front straight.
It's a drag race down the front straight, and Thompson's got the inside for one.
Whoa, did they touch?
Boy, Lewis tried to kind of force him over, and Thompson having none of that.
Thompson's on the inside. He goes way inside, which is interesting because he's not going to get a good exit.
Yeah, and I thought Lewis might open it up a little bit, and he didn't. He did, but it wasn't quite enough.
Almost.
And Thompson makes that stick. This is huge because Lewis comes in second in the points after his dominating run this morning, only 3 behind Colin Thompson. That's a big swing for our points leader.
Thompson's looking strong.
Isn't
he was good down in turn 2 at the bottom of that hill. It looked like Lewis might have something for him, and Thompson just left him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what a difference a year makes. I mean, Colin Thompson was impressive last year when he was running for his own family-run team single-car program. But once he went to Kelly Moss, and he got the opportunity to have all that data, all that knowledge, the multi-car entry, and the immense coaching they have, as we have a replay right there. Lewis tried to get a little bit aggressive and try and squeeze him, and Thompson said, nope, we'll bang doors if you want. I'm staying put.
I'm surprised Thompson went so far inside there, which gave Lewis the opportunity to get a run off the corner.
Boy,
look at that exit speed. But as we dropped into 2, Thompson just left him. He did it flat, I'd say, and pulled a gap.
Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, exactly. And you know, one of the things about the Kelly Moss team, they've got a great coaching panel of some top flight drivers that are part of that Kelly Moss organization that really help these drivers running for their team.
Well, it's a development series, isn't it? And there's nothing like a good coach. It's in all major sports.
And Colin Thompson has proven to be a pretty adept student in applying things. Boy, look at that big black mark.
Well, yeah.
And again, Lewis. Boy, he is really suddenly trying to throw the hammer down, getting a little bit too aggressive on the throttle. And every time that car steps out, that costs you speed and momentum, doesn't it?
Greg, I've been watching that Lewis car leave black stripes the whole race, which means he's pushing it hard. You leave the marks when you're really sliding the tire. You slide the tire too long, it's going to overheat and lose grip.
Yeah, and I mean, the track is vastly different than it was this morning when Lewis, in that second place car, put on an absolute clinic. But now they may have just missed the setup a little bit, or as you said, he's just overdriving it just a smidge. And when that happens, like you said, you can, as good as these Yokohama tires are, with that good, hard, natural rubber in those tires, you can still cook them a little bit if you don't manage them.
Remember how he got that big lead early? that might have been part of what was going on there.
Yep, just
and
pushing it.
Colin Thompson just clicking them off and reeled him in.
Right, well, and you know, Sloan Urie's been watching and seeing that car slew sideways a couple of times, and Sloan's going, all right, if I'm smooth, hit my marks, and keep these tires underneath me, I may have a real good shot at demoting Mike Lewis another spot here. And, you know, you talk about the driving and coaching and everything. Well, the guy who runs the team that Sloan Urie's running for, one of the best ever, Jeremy Dale.
Oh, yeah. Terrific guy, and you've worked with him on TV. Huh?
Absolutely, great guy.
I've been interviewed by him on TV.
Yeah, he's a great analyst when he gets the opportunity behind the mic, but he was an absolute star behind the wheel. So right now, Sloan Urie is getting just great coaching from the man himself. That team, JDX, Jeremy Dale and Harrison Bricks with the X, that's the program there. So it's pretty fascinating stuff. Now we're taking a look. That silver car right there, that is Patrick Otto Madsen, and that is your leader in the gold category. And he started from pole in that class, and just love the chrome livery on that car with that yellow Momo on the side. Easy to pick out. We like that as announcers.
And another reason he's easy to pick out is he's usually right up at the front, as he is here. He has been a point-scoring machine. He leads it, and right now he's trying to fend off a resurgent Jeff Mosing, trying to recover from a tough finish in round 13. Stay with us. Colin Thompson now leading Mike Lewis and Sloan Urie in the Platinum class and overall here at the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama at Circuit of the Americas. But Randy, it's not just the Platinum class that's fierce.
You see that fastest lap of the top 3 gold cars?
Yep.
It's all within a tenth.
Yeah, it's a wicked close, isn't it?
18:09. Well, wait a minute. Mike Levitt is 17:7.
Yeah.
He's quicker.
Yeah.
He's coming.
He is coming. That was a great lap by Mike. He is on the prowl for sure.
I won at the Rolex 24 with Mike Levitt in a Porsche 911 back in 2006. So he and I are good buddies. And, I mean, he's like...
Okay, get the watch out of my face.
all
right.
Yeah, what time is it? What time is it, Greg?
What time is it? Yeah.
Well, Mike is
that's a
like,
great story. He's a great guy, isn't he?
He is. He's the life of the party.
Yeah.
And boy, does he love this racing. It works hard at it, too. He likes to work on the car. He's got his own Porsche shop in Jessup, Maryland, Baltimore area. And that's his life. And his son, too, Harris. The next generation is coming up. You look out.
Absolutely. Back to the overall lead in Platinum. That orange car is Thompson, the leader and the point leader. Then it's right there is Mike Lewis, and it's looked like he's calmed it down a little bit now. That car's not stepping out as much, but it may be a little too late because Sloan Urie has run him down. And it's all over the back of Lewis. That battle right now is the battle for second. Thompson just up there. You just saw that tail light.
I think Sloan Urie is catching Thompson too.
I think so. I
think
the pace
from way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at the most recent laps, and Urie, his last lap was a second quicker than both of them. Look at this. He actually got the run on Lewis here, coming out of 11, and he got to the inside. So now, once again, it's that drag race up into 1. Thompson will knife through. Now, can Lewis do that over-under and get that drive again? Looks like Urie just read that beautifully.
He did. He didn't come in as tight.
Yeah.
He had a wider line on the way in. Tell you what, when you're passing somebody, you really want to be right next to them. If you go way to the inside, you give them the opportunity to have a wider radius and get a run on you. But I think Mike Lewis, he's going backwards right now. He's sinking. It's either setup or maybe he ran his tires too hard. We don't know. But Sloan is coming.
Yeah, he is. I mean, look at how quickly, once he cleared Lewis, he has made up already half that deficit to Colin Thompson. And that last lap, a 2:15.3 for Urie, a 2:16.8 for Colin Thompson. So maybe that battle is, as we watch Colin Thompson run down Mike Lewis and pass him, maybe it took the toll on both of those guys' tires, and Urie was just laying back a little bit. I can already hear Jeremy Dale on the radio going, just watch him for a while, man. Save those tires. You'll have something to race with him at the end.
Because they qualified pretty close together. And
yeah,
in fact, Mike Lewis out-qualified both of these guys, but right now, he can't run with them.
No, he can't, and it's telling, and Urie is definitely the man on the move. I mean, he has now run down Colin Thompson, and it is just this close, folks. Look at that. He gets such a launch out of that corner. Now he's going to try the outside. Thompson protects. He's going to try to sweep the outside. Couldn't quite get it done. This is a kind of intricate part of that track.
Yeah,
13,
the stadium
14,
section.
15, yeah.
Tight corners, second gear, real slow, all the way to the AstroTurf. He's trying to make it work, but I don't think it did. He asked for too much.
Now that triple apex right-hander, 16, 17, 18. And as you exit out of that, you have to transition quickly over here. 19 is a tough corner, is it? Because everybody tells me you don't see the apex until you commit to it. And if you get it wrong, you're either going to go way off or you're going to be way too slow on the exit, leave too much room to that curb.
I love it. You turn early. You turn early for it. It's one of the few corners. And then there's a hairpin coming on the front straight. Yuri's got a bit of a run.
Yeah, he does. And Thompson knows it, moves to the middle to defend. Yuri goes way to the inside. Boy, now let's see. Thompson going to turn underneath, go to the throttle.
Yes.
It's going to be side by side on the exit. Thompson noses ahead. Nicely
There's your
done.
over-under you've been talking about. Thompson
pulled it off. Race, haven't I?
He's probably listening to your broadcast, Greg, because, boy, he made that happen. Sloan Yuri went under him. Colin Thompson set up wide. Yuri kicked it around the corner. Thompson got the run off the corner. And Thompson, we saw, is strong in turn 2 at the bottom of the hill. He's in the lead down through the S's.
Speaking of the S's, you've run here, you've been through the S's, and there's 2 sets of S's. There's the first part, then the second part. Yeah. They are a tricky complex of corners, and if you get behind and you're steering on one, you're just slow two more corners later, aren't you?
Greg, complex is the right word. It's not the same. It's constantly changing all the way through the fast entry, over a hill, blind, and from the exit you go down a bit of a straight into this hairpin, turn 11, that leads onto a long, good old straightaway. They're getting up to, I don't know how much, but I'm going to say probably 160 on this straightaway.
I would think so. It's a long straight, yeah. And Yuri's close. He's got a little bit of a toe. There he goes, pops to the inside. Thompson now realizes that Yuri's there, and again, Yuri tight to the inside. Thompson turns underneath. What Yuri needs to do is exit right where Thompson wants to go, and he almost got it done and makes it stick. Now, Thompson's going to rush to the exit, to the apex. Thompson is back through. Yuri tucks back in, and Thompson hangs on. This is fabulous, fabulous racing.
Yeah, it looks Thompson like the last lap, Greg.
It does. So we've got over 7 minutes yet to go, 3 or 4 more laps in this one. This is awesome.
Wow, these guys are really going for it. So far, it's looking really, I mean, there's a lot of talent here. A lot of talent. You notice they're not hitting each other.
Absolutely not, and the racing is getting as spectacular as the setting itself. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one is on. Colin Thompson leads Sloan Yuri here in the 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama. But Randy, you have a feeling that's not going to last very long at all in this one.
What's interesting is that Yuri was able to reel Thompson in, but now that he's there, he's not going by easily. Thompson's fought back, and they're running neck and neck, and Mike Lewis is kind of sitting back watching and seeing if maybe he's going to be able to get both of these guys if they race too hard.
Well, it's the old cliche, isn't it? You know, it's one thing to run somebody down and catch him. It's another thing to pass him. Once you get there, you suddenly are running his speed. And that wide open run you may have had on just raw speed is negated when you've got to run his speed in the corner. And again now, Yuri, late pop here down to the inside. And Thompson looking at that.
Oh, he got a run.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, a little touch.
Little touch.
Little touch down the straightaway. That's neck and neck, people.
Boy, Thompson is the master of when he gets past doing that over-under. But look at that. Yuri actually pulled a little bit on him, didn't he?
He may have less wing in the car. You can adjust the wing angles, and that has a big effect on a car's top end.
Now Thompson, though, goes
Gets
in.
Him
now
in the
Yuri going to
zone.
try the over-under.
And look, Lewis is just right there, because when you're fighting somebody, you're running side by side, you're not going very fast, and it's bringing Lewis into the battle.
Oh, Yuri just had a tremendous turn in because he had that wide entry, and Thompson, that was brilliant, Randy. He put his car right where Yuri was heading. Yuri had to actually lift.
Parked him at the apex.
Himself some serious momentum, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, they got some traffic.
Dan Whalen, they're coming up on here. Wayland a little bit off form this weekend in that platinum class machine. Hopefully he's paying close attention to those blues. He knows that. Look at that. Nice job giving them plenty of room.
A true gentleman racer.
Yeah, that
Dan Whalen is here for a good time. He's enjoying being part of this race and this show. And they got through, but you never know what's going to happen. There's some more traffic up ahead.
Oh, boy.
Oh, all the way to the runoff area, both of them.
Thompson running awfully wide. 5 minutes. 5 minutes remaining here at Circuit of the Americas in this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama. Oh, look at this, Yuri, as they came up in the back of the traffic. I think Thompson may have just paused for an instant, and Yuri pounced on him.
Oh, he was on the edge. There was wheel lock, a little bit of smoke. Yuri's back in the lead. I can't believe we only have 5 minutes to go.
This is too good. We don't want it to.
Oh my, what happened there?
That was as Mike Lewis. Yeah, he was trying to make the outside move as well, and he got absolutely
Peterson,
blocked.
maybe he got out into the marbles and lost it. I bet that's what happened.
Yeah, now he's got a broken, I think, left rear corner. Plus he's buried up to the
that's what
axles in the
happened. Look,
gravel
he got out in the slippery stuff, lost it, and boom, right into poor Mike Lewis.
Now, Mike did a nice job of saving it and just drives off, but it's the matter of how healthy he is.
His car,
oh, look at this, all of that, and Thompson got back around Yuri.
Holy
this
cow,
is cut and thrust racing at its finest.
I am loving it.
Boy,
I have no idea who's going to win this race.
Yeah, every time they get to one of those heavy braking zones, it seems the position changes. Watch for that double headlight move.
There they go.
Here comes Yuri again. And Thompson, he's going to do what he always does here. Going to try and turn underneath. No, he says, I'm going to surprise him. I'm going to try and stay on his shoulder here.
Yeah, the outside of that turn 12 is the inside of turn 13.
Well, you know what? Yuri went for the defense on the over-under, and Thompson said, I got it. I'm going to switch it up on him.
It ain't over, Greg.
We're seeing some amazing racecraft from these two guys,
I'm loving it. It ain't over. Yuri through. Thompson trying to back out around the outside. But now we've got the 15, 16, 17, 18 sweeper.
Oh,
they're almost like one car.
This is, I think, arguably one of the best races in this class, in this series that we have seen this year, these two guys. Remember Colin Thompson at the Glen when he got those 2 last lap passes for wins? Well, we're watching something that might be just as intense here. But this cut and thrust move that we've seen lap after lap after lap, this is the best race we've seen this year. Fantastic stuff.
Yuri gets a great run off turn the last corner onto the front straightaway. Thompson gets a little bit of a draft. I don't think he's close enough to try it into one on this lap.
Yeah,
he's down there.
Look at, ooh,
bounces off the curb and he's going around.
He caught too much of that curve and he was right in front of Lewis.
Oh my gosh, that was close. Thompson didn't want to wait, but man, maybe he should have. Lewis misses him and Lewis is back in second.
Unbelievable. And Thompson, the point leader.
Wow.
Win down to third.
He hit the curb.
Watch it right here, Randy.
Yeah, down the inside of 1. There's a low rumble strip, and then there's a big curb. And he just got loose, got on the power, and around it came while it was bouncing off of the big curb.
And then that moment, watch this. There's the bump. And he never touched Yuri. That was all clean. But then, talk about a heart in the throat moment here.
Yeah, because Lewis couldn't see him coming up that hill. That was close.
That was amazingly close.
Holy moly. And Yuri, man, he's out and he's by himself now. He's just got to play it cool and bring this baby home.
Yep, 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. Next time by, we're getting the word. So, boy, I'll tell you, after an absolutely enthralling race, Sloan Yuri gets himself a smidge of breathing room here. And he's had an interesting year. This would be his 3rd win if he can hang on to it.
But in this race, stranger things have happened. The final lap looms. We will be right back to the 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama at Circuit of the Americas. It's been a thriller. Stay with us. Everybody experiencing some crazy moments here. Another spin right in front of one of the other cars coming through here as we are heading toward our final lap at Circuit of the Americas for this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama. It has been an absolutely spectacular race. We're now closing in on the finish. And boy, I'll tell you, I don't think it could be more exciting than the race we've seen here.
And here we go, Yuri. I think this is going to be down onto the front straight one last time. White flag will fly, and we are beginning our last lap here of this 14th round of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama. Yuri There's the margin he's got in hand. That's a lap car. That is the number 32, who's down just a little bit as he comes through. Then the next car, that's Mike McAllister. Then the next car would be, I believe it should be, Mike Lewis. The margin is 5.5 seconds between Yuri and Lewis. Thompson another 2 seconds adrift to Lewis.
Greg, we see again how you cannot predict what's going to happen. The whole character of the race can change so fast.
Yeah.
You're lapping a guy, nobody means trouble, but he's moving out of the way for you, really gets in the marbles, loses it, takes out the third place car. Then the two cars up front are battling for a corner. Somebody bounces off a curb. But, you know, Sloan Yuri, when he's on, nobody can touch him in this series. Yeah, when he won, he was dominant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, he's got great mentorship from Jeremy Dale, and he is a very talented driver, and he's done it to absolute perfection. That battle didn't put a wheel wrong. Even when Mike Lewis kind of leaned on him, that was actually with Thompson, and you know, those two moving each other out of the way. Yuri, the patience he showed in that first half of the race once we went back to green, to not overcook those tires, let the fuel load burn off, then come after him, was brilliant, wasn't it?
The racing that Sloan Yuri and Colin Thompson were doing was the real deal. That's how it should be. I don't want to be trite here, but they were so close, and yeah, they would touch, they would rub, but they weren't spinning each other out. They weren't hitting hard enough. They were showing a lot of talent to be able to race that hard and in control. Man, just great. And I can't wait to watch this one on TV.
Yeah, this was an absolute treat. Yeah, exactly. This was an absolute treat to watch. Last time through turn 19, Sloan Yuri in the Hertz JDX Porsche Platinum car, couple of cars off, late in the going, back in the pack just a little bit, but Yuri onto the front straight. That actually may have been our gold leader. Oh boy. But Yuri comes by, win number 3. He brings it home. Fantastic job for Sloan and for that JDX Motorsports team. Mike Lewis should be able to bring that car home in second. Here now is Patrick Otto Madsen, and it was not Patrick. I thought I saw some chrome on the side of that car.
Yeah, but
it wasn't Patrick, thank goodness. And he right now is in a position to grab another great win in this Gold Cup category. Jeff Mosing has not exactly let Patrick go, that's for sure. But Patrick has been able to open that margin up with a very, very solid run here. And for Patrick Otto Madsen, it would be his 3rd win in the gold category as well, if he can hang on to it. And here he comes onto the front straight, down, looking toward the checkered flag. Patrick Otto Madsen, a great run to 15th overall. He too gets win number 3 on the season and will expand that points lead in the Gold Cup category. A great day for Patrick Otto Madsen, Ansa Motorsports, and Momo.
And it's a different kind of day. Look at the conditions they're under. It's dark. These guys haven't been running at night.
Well, Randy, that's a very good point. Not only has it been something new, it's been historical. This has never happened before, and yet both drivers in each category get their 3rd wins of the season, and after some furious and fantastic battles, nice symmetry to that. When we come back to Circuit of the Americas, we'll hear from our winners, and boy, have they deserved that. What a race. Stay with us. The podium finishers have made their way into Parc Fermé here at Circuit of the Americas after an absolutely fascinating race. Sloan Yuri is the guy who won it, and everybody wants to hear what this young man has to say.
Man, I felt like I had a little proving to do for myself after the race earlier today, not yesterday. You know, I gave up a little bit of ground, and today, you know, I was just gritting my teeth and going for it. There's nothing I was going to do to back off, and, you know, paid off, got to finish, and got to finish on top of the podium. So it was a great race. I'm so excited for Hertz and JDX. They totally deserve it. And of course, as always, Yokohama and Porsche providing the best support so we can run reliably. I'm just flat out stoked.
Well, and he should be, because that's where he's heading. Victory Circle at Circuit of the Americas, pretty spectacular. Here are your results. Sloan Yuri over Michael Lewis and Colin Thompson. That battle between Thompson and Yuri is going to go down in the history books, folks. Lazar 4th. They're at 5th. Casey Coleman 5th overall, winning Masters. 15th overall is your gold winner, Patrick Otto Madsen. Mosing and Barnard completing that podium. Mosing your winner in gold masters, so a great day for him. And as I said, just a remarkable weekend for Patrick Otto Madsen, getting that third win, expanding his points lead in the gold category. This one's going to be special for him as well. Here he is.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I've been following this championship. This is my second full year in GT3 Cup, and at the beginning of the season, we set out a goal that we'd win the gold championship, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. Not there quite yet, but getting closer. I mean, it was a great race for me, great weekend. Had to bring it home yesterday in third place. And today I just had such a fantastic start. I got past a couple of platinum cars and just kept trucking and maintaining my gap with Mosing behind. And yeah, so we made it happen. It's been a long time since I had a win Lime Rock, so we're really about happy. The car was awesome. Awesome, thanks to Ansa Motorsports and my crew for giving me such an awesome car to drive tonight. Awesome venue, awesome place. I can't say anything more, it's just awesome.
So I'm thinking he's thinking it's awesome. Absolutely remarkable, that's for sure. What a day. Here are the points. Remember, we came in, Thompson had a 3-point lead. Not much closer than that, down to 1 now, with Benitez sitting there in third and Yuri in fourth. Unbelievable. There's Patrick Otto Madsen. That's the story, opening it up to 30 points now, with Mosing a further 2 back. Absolutely incredible. Fred Fordad right there as well, with a couple of rounds to go, still mathematically in it. So I'll tell you, this first visit to Circuit of the Americas, there he is, Sloan Yuri atop the podium at this just absolutely magnificent venue. They do it right, and that race lived up to the billing, that historical race into the night. So as we take a look at some of the great moments, some of the great shots, some of the beautiful sunsets that we've experienced here, the racing was absolutely furious. There are 2 rounds remaining in this championship. They will unfold as part of one of the legendary Endurance Classic weekends of now all time, the Petit Le Mans, coming up in early October. And with that championship, particularly in that platinum class, that close, only 1 point separating the leaders, it is all to play for. It should be absolutely spectacular. Congratulations once again to that man, Patrick Otto Madsen, for his 3rd win, and for Sloan Yuri and that Hertz JDX Porsche for his 3rd win as well. For Randy Popst, I'm Greg Creamer. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everybody.